southern portions of Gwinnett County, because you haven't seen snow yet. You're going to likely start seeing it over the next few minutes. This is really starting to pulse up in a pretty alarming way. And I think if we're not careful, there will be people who have been out and about for the better part of the day, or who haven't seen snow, or perhaps because they haven't seen snow, they think the coast is clear. And I want to say, pump your brakes, hold your horses, because if this continues to be like this over the next 2 to 3 hours, we're likely going to end up getting closer to an inch of accumulation that we thought we were probably outside the window of.
So, John, hold on one second. If we could, and I don't know if they can do this, pull up the camera that shows the Lenox Road, Georgia 400 corridor, the traffic camera in Buckhead.
Looks like Alex is on it right now. Appreciate this all hands on deck situation.
Yeah, but the reason I asked, Jonathan, I'm going to come back to it, is, you know, you guys keep talking. There's the interchange right there. Like 10 minutes ago, is really, really snowy. Doesn't look too bad right now, but as you say, these are fast-moving bands of snow that can suddenly start accumulating on the roadway there. Thankfully, it doesn't look like nearly anybody is out on the roads right now. But is there a story tomorrow where up in the further reaches of Gwinnett and some of those outlying counties where they have significant amounts of snow and precipitation on the ground and the temperatures take a dive? Is there a story out there tomorrow where people are going to have to be super duper careful out on the roadways because there's going to be a ton of frozen precip left behind?
It's going to actually be a factor of human interaction. So there are certain areas, and I think Tara Tabor really showed this well in one of her live hits, I believe it was, where there's slush that's being created as a result of people trudging through snow on the roadways. And those are going to be the icier areas where you've had friction or interaction with that snowfall that was actually on a surface. Those are the trickier spots because that turns to liquid sometimes because of the friction, and oftentimes it will refreeze, and that creates a better sheet of ice than just snow that is sitting there on the ground for, hours at a time. So it will be the areas that have already been trod, the areas that people thought were okay, that end up, leading to some other issues. Now, this is North Fulton County, taking you up past Alpharetta. This would be getting closer to the the Fulton Forsyth County line, McFarland Parkway, State Route 400 there, moving northbound. And this is pretty significant there. And it looks like I think this may be a freeze frame here, but it looks like there's some vehicles there. I'm not sure if they're disabled though, but you can see here road conditions deteriorating quickly. So this is just to the north of the Fulton Forsyth line in Forsyth County at McFarland Parkway. Alex, what are you saying?
I was going to jump in, actually, Jonathan, if you don't mind. Yeah. What I appreciate about this platform is that we're able to answer people's questions in real time. Yeah. So I appreciate that you have been able to talk about some of our coworkers' commute, what we're going to go out there and experience shortly. But some people are asking specifically about Rome and Athens. So we've got a question coming from TJ Theo, 3584, who must not have been able to see some of what Miles Garrett was showing us in the past hour, the conditions there. So they specifically want to know if they can make it from Athens to Rome for an event. And I feel like Miles's live shot was really telling, but what are you able to show to address that specific question?
Athens to Rome, Athens, Georgia to Rome, Georgia. I wouldn't try it today. I'm just going to be blatantly honest with you. There are too many secondary roads between Athens and Rome. Rob DiRienzo has been trying to make his way into Athens and really got stuck there in Gwinnett County. What you're looking at here is another radar that we have to work with here. But if you were to get on 29 or 78 for that matter, 29 or 78, no matter how you want to get, those are your two options to get to 85 or to get into the Atlanta metro area from Athens, from Clark County. Clark, Oconee counties, if you need to get out, you could possibly take 129 that takes you up to Jefferson and 85 there, but it's really 29 or 78. That's the only way out. And you're going to run into issues in Barrow County. There's Winder there, maybe not in Winder proper. If you take a trip through Walton County, that's not going to work because once again, and keep in mind, while we do treat these roads like they're interstates, these are highways. And so they work to keep them clear, but they will also collect precipitation or accumulation much faster than other roads. Guys?
All right. A lot of people talking about the airport and getting in and out of Hartsfield-Jackson. Is this the kind of weather that inhibits air travel? Or, I mean, we know that planes can take off and land in the snow, certainly. Haven't heard of, like, significant delays, but a lot of people on our chat wondering about the airport.
Yeah, with the temperature continuing to go down, I don't think there will be so many issues in terms of the tarmac, because Alex and I have been looking at that. And it's a live lookout right now. But what you're going to find with the temperature being at some 23 degrees right now in Atlanta is the de-icing factor. And de-icing is something that it happens faster. You guys know this. You've been in Boston and Chicago. They can de-ice a plane there quickly. Here in Atlanta, we don't de-ice planes so quickly.
Yeah.
So for your afternoon, late afternoon, and evening flights, I don't think they're going to be in exact peril because of the current weather situation in terms of the atmosphere. But with the temperature dropping and there being precip out there, they're going to have to likely start their de-icing efforts, and that just creates delays. This is simply, as I can possibly put it, that will be the attendant issue until there are issues on the tarmac. And it looks like, at this present moment, that there is no accumulation sticking there. But you have to consider where you're flying to. And if you're trying to fly into the Carolinas, it's a no-go for today.
Yeah. We've seen planes coming in and out, so it looks like things are running there. Okay, Jonathan, thanks. Our winter weather continues now. I want to bring you up to Gainesville.
Yeah, Tara Jabor has been showing us the conditions there. At last check, they were quite slushy. Is the snow still falling significantly where you are?
But it's a lot less than what we were seeing about an hour ago.
When you're getting the tires, all that traction on the roadway, it can help get rid of some of that precip that accumulated there. So Tara Jabor, we appreciate you being our eyes, and we will check back in with you soon. Thanks. We do want to focus our attention now on Gwinnett County, that has really just been the snow blanket of the afternoon. I'm curious to see if the snow is still falling
conditions
there.
have been pretty bad there. Let's get out to Annie Mapp, who's all bundled up. Scarf now, Annie, wrapped around you. Looks as bad now as it was when we last checked in with you.
Shaking her head and all.
It is. Brrr, I'm freezing. It's way colder than when we spoke to you. I think about an hour or so ago. It's way colder. The snow is still falling sideways, and we have started to see a little bit more activity on the roads. We're in Buford off
especially as this swath slides down into South Gwinnett County. We hadn't heard a lot from folks from Snellville to Norcross, even Duluth and Peachtree Corners. You hadn't really got in on what your neighbors have gotten in on from Lawrenceville to the north. Now is your opportunity, and that opportunity extends down through DeKalb County, going out into Rockdale, making your way further out 20, also for Walton County, and we will even throw Morgan County in the mix, as basically these two bands are just kind of clustering together. We call this a convergence zone, if you will. That's where we could see some pretty solid snow bursts over the next, I'd say, hour to hour and a half. I'm going to walk you through the timing of all of this, especially as we approach the 2 o'clock hour.
All right, Jonathan, and we want to thank you for
power outages and things like that. There weren't actually icy spots on the road before this next system moved in. However, and people can't seem to catch their breath, especially if you're to the north and to the east of the Atlanta metro area. It's just kind of one system after another one. And if you get the right meteorologist to talk to you, they'll say that we're not done yet.
Oh, is that like hint, like Mother Nature might have another?
There's an old song that used to be sang in the church, and it's a Lord teach me to take it one day at a time. I do a 7-day forecast, and I stop it right there. Meteorologist Alex Forbes, he's a big long-term guy, and he'll show you things that will freak you out for the month of February. I'm just going to be honest.
Oh boy, one day at a time, sweet Jesus.
That's all I'm asking of you. Yes.
And this is why we have the best Fox 5 Storm Team meteorologists in the business working here. Jonathan, Alex, David Chanley. You guys are going to stay on top of it and keep everyone updated throughout the storm and through the next one, possibly.
Thanks, Jonathan. Wink, wink.
And we have been receiving a lot of new video and pictures coming into the Fox 5 newsroom from viewers like you.
Yeah, this is fun. Good Day's Paul Milliken has been combing
out of Athens and Watkinsville. This is the last of it, though, kind of crossing the I-85 corridor. You might have a flurry or two, but I'm talking about substantial snow fall that would accumulate. The heaviest now kind of exiting our area and really plaguing the Carolinas right now up here across parts of South and North Carolina into the evening hours. So yeah, it's a storm that's still getting wound up and will impact a large area up and down the East Coast. We're going to talk about temperature trends on into the new week. All that's coming your way in a few minutes.
David, thank you so much. Let's check in the conditions up in far North Georgia, up in Blairsville.
Yeah, let's go to Fox 5's Denise Dillon, who has been there for us all afternoon. What's the latest there, Denise? What are you seeing on the ground?
A lot of snow. To give you an idea how much snow, I want to take you over to this van. Look at the top of that. That's the accumulation of the snow that we have had since it started falling early this morning. Honestly, we have not seen it stop since we got here. This is the lightest it has been as far as snow goes. I got to tell you, for a moment, about 45 minutes ago, we saw the sun kind of trying to peek through the clouds. Never really made it all the way through, and then it disappeared. Another constant since we've been here is the cold. We've been watching the temperature from a digital thermometer over there, and it started at 16, then it went down to 15, then 14, and you can feel every degree that it drops between the temperature constantly dropping and that steady, gusty wind. I think I need one more layer after the 7 layers I already have. We'll have more on road conditions coming up in just a bit. Back to you guys.
It's really telling to see the top of that van, Denise, and see how much accumulated since they've gotten snowfall hours ago. Well, thanks for the live update from there.
Glad she has all those layers.
As you can see here, these trends here are going to really kind of help us in terms of what we have been dealing with in far as a drought. We have a new drought monitor report, and there were some significant changes over the past 2 weeks. However, this week's report that I don't have for you at this moment, we'll show you tonight at 10, is showing that there were more modest improvements. Nonetheless, with every drop that we put in the bucket, that is making a difference in what actually happens on the ground. So we're looking at significant rain chances, and it all starts on Sunday. Hopefully you'll join me tonight, and we'll have updates on the forecast and when you get your next big chance for it.
All right, of course, Jonathan, we will join you tonight at 10. But the House fails to temporarily extend the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act program. It comes as the president doubles down on his temporary pick for Director of National Intelligence, federal housing finance regulator Bill Pulte. Democrats say that he has little experience for the job. 199 of them voted to not renew the section of 702 unless Trump withdraws his appointment and nominates a permanent replacement. But with the law expiring tomorrow at midnight, the lapse could result in limitations on what intelligence the U.S. government can collect abroad.
I pray that we do not have a serious calamity on our shores over the next few weeks. We have done everything we possibly can. House Republicans are trying to govern. We're trying to keep the American people safe.
The Senate may try its own vote later today. As of this afternoon,